Devils are the least penalized teams. And I just love Barry Trotz. I just think he's a great coach.
They comped kind of what they're doing a little bit to what the Wings did with the left wing lock.
Yeah, pretty much. They got really good guys at the deadline. Kyle Palmieri from the Devils was playing really well. And in the staved off situation, the Montreal Canadiens over the Winnipeg Jets, 3-2. The Jets could not stave off elimination. Went into overtime. Tyler Toffoli scoring the goal for Montreal. 7 straight wins for the Habs. They win the series 4 games to none. They'll play the winner of Colorado and Vegas. And did you know, guys, that there have been 3 instances in all of sports history, the 4 biggies, where a team has gone 7+ straight playoff games without trailing in a single season or spanning seasons in the playoffs? All 3 of them were by the Canadiens. 10 straight from 59 to 61, 7 straight 53 to 54, and 7 straight this year.
I did not know that.
And what was their playoff outcome?
Probably the win the Stanley Cup in most of them.
You would think, because I think in those years, there was only 2 rounds, right?
Yes, exactly. There was only 6 teams.
Mark Scheifele.
Yeah. We talked about
possibly one of the most costly penalties / suspensions in playoff history.
Yeah.
He cost his team, man, to do that in a game 1 and set the tone, and he's a huge goal scorer for them.
You can argue he's the best player.
Yeah. Man, what a
that was really, really good. Tonight, as we mentioned, at Kayaker Park, Tigers will be taking on the Seattle Mariners. Matthew Boyd on the mound against Gonzalez. And yes, everybody can go.
Yes. Wide open. Seats are for sale. Can they go and enjoy the ballpark?
Did you hear Doug Park?
No.
He still looks hold off. He's not ready to sit next to a stranger.
Everybody can make their own decision, and I think everybody should support the individual's right. But if you want to go tonight, I think it's going to be one of those moments that you'll look back and say, I was there.
How many buffer seats does it need?
Well, it's funny. They took calls during the show yesterday that people were taking advantage of the buy one get one free thing to buy a buffer seat. So they're basically the free seat is a buffer seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be awesome even without a pandemic.
I'm just saying, watching these playoffs last night, man, that Brooklyn game and then the Islanders Brewers game, people are packed. There's very few masks.
That's awesome.
I went into a grocery store for the first time without a mask yesterday.
How'd it feel?
Liberating to a degree. And about half the people.
How dare you say that's liberating?
Liberating.
Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Heather has news coming up next.
I do. So the latest pandemic shortage is a really big one, and it can have a huge impact on patient care. And that's now why Beaumont Health is making a plea for donations.
Right. We'll hear about that coming up next.
Hey, if you're looking for a new mortgage, if you're looking to apply, you can do it online. If you're looking to refi, you can do that as well. And the best local mortgage solution is at Level 1 Bank. John Jansen here, and I love the wide variety of loan programs Level 1 Bank provides, including all standard loans, first-time home buyers, purchase or refi, single close construction and renovation loans, even doctor loans. I like that Level 1 Bank takes the time to get to know you, understand your needs, and tailors a solution that's exactly right for you. They provide frequent communication and updates throughout the entire process. You can even apply, as I mentioned, and get pre-approved for a mortgage online. It couldn't be any simpler. That was my experience, and that's why I got my mortgage at Level 1 Bank, and I think you should as well. You can trust the local mortgage experts at Level 1 Bank. For more information, go to level1bank.com/John Jansen Mortgage. That's level1bank.com/John Jansen Mortgage. Level 1 Bank is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Penske Logistics. Still dealing with an early morning semi-fire in Genesee County. All lanes are blocked on 75 southbound after Holly Road. The Tactical route you can trust is Saginaw Road and re-enter southbound 75. Get a $1,500 bonus when you hire with Penske Logistics. Daily open houses held between 1 and 3 p.m. at the Romulus Warehouse. This is a great opportunity for individuals who want to excel on a growing team. Visit or search Penske.jobs. Penske is an equal opportunity employer. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. Experience it now with a powerful iPhone 12 Pro with 5G on us.
Wow, these 4K videos make me feel like a professional movie director. And boom, they're posted just like that.
And with our new Magenta Max plan, you'll get unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. That's right, unlimited premium data in the iPhone 12 Pro on us. Only at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Activate up to 4K or video streams in 480p, up to 40 gigs high-speed tethering, phone via 24 credits plus tax for well-qualified buyers. If you cancel credit, style, and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us. T-Mobile is the largest 5G network and named fastest by Open Signal reports based on average speeds and USA 5G user experience report in 2021. Details at T-Mobile.com.
Imaging customer Scott Bruckman, business manager for Partners in Internal Medicine. Scott, you transitioned to Applied Imaging from a manufacturer-direct relationship.
Everything from there just got better. I think we transitioned not only our copying service, but our printing service. We transitioned quite a bit of business to Applied Imaging because of the quality of service that you brought.
With Applied Imaging, you're always working with live people.
Yeah, honestly, it's the customer service. I can make a phone call and somebody on the other side of the phone is answering with a friendly voice.
What's been the bottom line benefit of your Applied Imaging relationship?
It's just the quality of the customer care. They make sure that we're running and have all of our needs fulfilled. Timely, friendly.
Call Applied Imaging today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedimaging.com. Applied Imaging, fast, friendly, amazing.
97.1 The Ticket. In Beaumont's Student Heart Check program provides a healthy heart check for students whose families might not otherwise be able to afford it. Go to 971theticket.com, search for Student Heart Check, and help make a difference in our community.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you find the right oil for your next change. We've got what your car's engine needs. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $33.99. And you can get it all fast your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
We have Goat Yoga Lattes coming up in the yoga room. We're eating keto at Finley's Fitness. Personal trainers shouldn't have to personally do everything. Engage that core. That class started 2 minutes ago. I am late. Hey, Dylan, Indeed can help them hire the people they need.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Everywhere I go, people ask me, is now the right time to sell our home? Hi, it's Mark C. with EXP. In this fast-changing real estate market, it's critical you choose the right agent with the right market plan. Call me, Mark C., and I'll get your home sold. Guaranteed. I'm not bragging. I'm applying for the job. Call me, Mark C. today at 844-SOLD-BY-Z and start acting. Pull into Churches today and experience a true original. Bourbon Black Pepper Smokehouse Chicken is back. Peppered and kissed with our bourbon blaze. Only at Churches. Only $5. Churches, breaking that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Do you have an opinion? Of course you do. Call the Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket studio line at 248-539-9797. The Las Vegas. The home of Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Tigers host the Seattle Mariners. Pre-game tonight at 6:50. 97.1 The Ticket.
Oh, to hear Jim Fossil passed away yesterday. Did he make one of the great guarantees of all time when the Giants when they made the playoffs, and he said they weren't going to lose another game, and they didn't. They ended up going to the Super Bowl. And they lost to the Baltimore Ravens 34-7.
I would say not a guarantee because he didn't use the word guarantee,
Right.
but he kind of did his pushing our chips on the table.
Yes.
Kind of the appropriate phrase.
Yes. I believe it was one of those losses.
Oh, yeah, he beat you. He beat you.
Yes, he did. Yes, and he's a good dude.
His son was a special teams coach for the Rams, I believe.
Yeah, I had when I heard that this morning, and they said he was 71. I couldn't believe he was 71. He was a guy that aged extremely well, and it's disappointing, and you feel for their family. He was a really good man.
All right, I guess we had a heart attack. While he was under sedation after being taken to a local hospital, chest pains. All right, Heather, what's up?
Well, Keith Appling, he has been charged with first-degree murder in connection with that fatal shooting of a relative last month. He's also facing charges of felon in possession of a firearm and 2 counts of felony firearm. Now, his girlfriend, Natalie Brooks Bannister, has also been charged in connection with the case. So after the shooting, she allegedly drove Appling away from the scene and then failed to tell the truth to officers who were investigating the case. So she's also been charged with 1 count of accessory after the fact and lying to a peace officer.
He's, it was a family member.
Yes, it was a family
What
member.
exactly happened? Why there was this dispute?
There was a dispute over the handgun, and it went out to the front yard, and he fired numerous times. Yes. Yeah. It's a shame. I mean, we knew these charges were coming, but he's facing so many other charges. We talked a few weeks ago about, I think he's being charged in another case, not for murder, but with assault with intent to do bodily harm, less than murder, and felony firearms for a shooting in Jackson as well. So he's facing numerous charges. A man was taken into custody on Sunday after he was reportedly seen attempting to strangle a pregnant woman on I-94. Right? So on Sunday afternoon, this was on eastbound 94 in Cadieux, there were reports that a woman was being assaulted on the freeway, and a preliminary investigation actually showed that the man and the woman were driving together when the male passenger said that he was going to kill the female driver. And police believe that the man actually grabbed the wheel and tried to crash the vehicle, but the woman was able to stop the car, fled the scene on foot, but he followed her, and when police actually arrived to the scene, they saw the woman lying injured in the middle of the freeway. Oh my goodness. So with the help from civilians, the man was apprehended, and the woman, who was 4 months pregnant, was taken to the hospital for her injuries and also just to check the condition of her unborn child. So this man is facing multiple felony assault charges pending a review by a prosecutor.
Unthinkable.
What? Yeah, it's a wild story. This is an interesting story. If you like Faygo Pop, they're launching a brand new explosive flavor just in time for summer. So on Monday, Faygo announced their newest edition. It's called Firework, and they say it is described as the perfect combination of fruity and sweet with flavors of cherry, blue raspberry, and lime.
That's good.
Cherry, blue raspberry, lime. Yeah, I'd be in for that.
I would like to. It's not like one of those nasty concoctions that have been around lately. It's something that I think I would like to try for sure. It will be available in stores across the Midwest and online, but of course it is only going to be available for a limited time. And they do say it is promised to offer a new experience for Faygo fans.
Kind of like one of those concoctions that I make when I go to the movie theater. One of those restaurants that have the
You like to mix?
Oh yeah, I go. I'll put on Coke Zero, Coke Zero Orange, Coke Zero Cherry. Get the whole mixed bag. My wife thinks it tastes gross. By the way, speaking of Faygo, did you see the story, Heather, for the weekend where Faygo was drink de jour in a Billie Eilish video, and they can't figure out how she found out about Faygo, but it's definitely there.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that story.
No.
I used to
Go
drink
ahead.
a lot of Faygo Red Pop when I was a kid, and it would
Pop,
give you that like little red pop. Well, as a child, it did, because I would drink it like I
Sure.
would guzzle it out of a cup, and you'd get that little red pop mustache.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But the question I have about this flavor, and I guess it's more a general question, is what's a blue raspberry? You see that all the time.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, the flavor's blue raspberry. Well, I don't know that there are any blue raspberries.
I don't think there are in nature.
There's black raspberry, and there's obviously red raspberry. Blue raspberry.
They can artificially make anything a color.
It's the
So you guys, if you've ever considered donating blood, now is the time to do it. So Beaumont Health is in desperate need for blood donations, and they reported on Monday that the health system is actually facing a severe shortage, and they say they could have significant impacts on patient care, including surgeries, cancer treatment, chronic medical conditions, and traumatic injuries. So this is a big deal, and the coronavirus pandemic basically led to a dramatic decline in blood donations, right? People weren't even going to the hospital to treat underlying conditions they had because they were scared to go to the hospital. So people weren't going to donate blood, and now that restrictions are being lifted and more people are out and about, they're actually seeing an increase in trauma cases, and they need blood right now. So they're asking for their own healthcare workers as well as the public to donate blood. And they say this isn't just impacting Beaumont Health or southeastern Michigan. This is a nationwide problem. So there is going to be multiple blood drives throughout the month of June. If you are interested, there'll be a blood drive in Grosse Pointe through Beaumont Hospital on June 15th, in Troy on June 16th, in Wayne June 25th, and in Trenton on June 28th. And it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not. You can donate blood in between vaccinations if you are getting vaccinated currently. So definitely now is the time to do it. I don't know if you guys watched. I'm going to say no, but the first episode of The Bachelorette aired last night, and it was the first time The Bachelorette didn't have the guidance of Chris Harrison. I watched bits and pieces of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but this season's Bachelorette, Katie Thurston, had the help of former Bachelorettes Caitlin Bristow and Tayshia Adams there instead of Chris Harrison. I actually really did miss Chris Harrison's presence, or maybe just because he's a little bit more serious. These former Bachelorettes that hosted, they had a lot of energy. It wasn't quite as serious as Chris Harrison makes it. Yeah, it's good and bad. I missed him. I mean, I actually wish. I think that the show is different, obviously, without him. But in the end, I do think that this new Bachelorette liked having, obviously, these other girls there for advice. She was having some difficulty at one point, and they were able to kind of help navigate her issues. And so, yeah, she's got a slew of men to choose from.
I was falling asleep in bed. My wife had it on. I just noticed that, at the rose ceremony, some guys had some really funky hairdos.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I did the same. Obviously, I live in a house full of women right now, and it's sometimes it's very painful to watch. Very painful to watch.
Yes, I know, and it's always been like that. The things some of these guys do, or the girls do on The Bachelor, it is sometimes a little cringeworthy, but...
Explain to me, Heather, would you be attracted at all to a guy that showed up dressed like a cat? I know that you like cats, but...
No, or a guy that hid in a box for basically the whole show. I mean, no, I just want somebody, I would want somebody just being themselves. I mean, being a little nervous is fine, but no, not the cat. And then she kissed him, and she had his black nose all over her face. Like the paint that he had on his face. It was sweet, for sure. This is interesting. A kayaker attempting a solo journey from California to Hawaii actually had to be rescued after completing only 70 miles of his 2,400-mile journey. So the U.S. Coast Guard received a distress call over the weekend after this kayaker lost GPS capabilities, and he actually nearly capsized because of some extreme weather. So the Coast Guard sent out a helicopter. The air crew found him about 2 hours later. And of course now this is being used as kind of a warning to everybody to know your limits. And even if you have the proper gear, and no matter how experienced you are, this could happen to you. So, be careful out there. And this guy was a very experienced kayaker. This wasn't like his first time in a kayak. He thought he could travel to Hawaii. But I guess thankfully he did have all the proper gear with him.
I'm always afraid that I didn't take the kayak out when we're up north. I'm by myself and nobody even around.
Yeah.
And God forbid, get a heart attack or a cramp up or something.
Gosh.
It's like, there's
scared it would like tip over or you.
Oh, you can just swim by.
Yeah, then I can swim.
Yeah.
I don't go that far out.
So I guess that concern would be whether you're on a kayak or you're just on a long walk all alone.
Yes, exactly.
Be careful out there. All right, so now that things are opening up, and people are hanging out a whole lot more again, here's a list of things that you shouldn't do when you go to somebody else's house, in case you forgot, because you spent a year at your own house. These are things you shouldn't do when you hang out with your friends. There is a new survey, and it revealed the most hated house guest habits, and they include wiping your greasy hands on somebody's sofa. Definitely don't do that. Don't show up with a dog without asking.
In 6 miles,
also,
take exit 14C
no farting.
onto M39 in South
You can't do that anymore.
Plus, it's silent.
Silent but deadly. That's dangerous.
But they don't know who did it.
Yeah, but when you fart, you have to take ownership of it. Most people do, don't they?
Oh yeah, most people do. But if you're in somebody else's house, and I mean, you may blame it on some. That's why I mean, another reason for kids.
You don't really If I fart, somebody says you're farting, it's me. Sorry.
Road in Genesee County. You can still use Saginaw Road and re-enter southbound 75. Then there's some heavier traffic, 94 westbound near 16 Mile Metro Parkway. And road work is scheduled to close 94 eastbound entrance and exit ramps at Little Mac starting this morning until next Monday. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The names you trust, the teams you love. 97.1.
Congratulations to the Knicks. Tom Thibodeau on being named NBA Coach of the Year. Coming off of a disastrous by Team Dolan's low standards, COVID-shortened 2019-2020 season, no one expected the roster Thibodeau inherited to compile a 500 record, let alone finish fourth in the East and make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, folks. As much as I'm a fan of the Knicks, they're not a championship caliber team by any stretch of the imagination. But everyone here in Gotham City appreciated how they scrapped and fought and overachieved. No way we could have envisioned Julius Randle becoming the league's most improved player or veteran Thibodeau fave. Derrick Rose earning 6th Man of the Year consideration, or R.J. Barrett making a quantum leap from his lost freshman season. Above all, if there's one thing Garden regulars appreciate, it's defense. And Thibodeau elevated the Knicks from 23rd in the league to 4th on Homer Esiason.
Credit Karma Money is a brand new checking account where you can win daily instant Karma purchase reimbursements on items up to $5,000. Now, when you make a purchase between June 8th and June 30th, you'll automatically be entered to win $1 million. Visit creditkarma.com/winmoney now to open your free account and start winning instant karma. That's creditkarma.com/winmoney. Instant Karma is sponsored by Credit Karma. No purchase necessary. Exclusions and terms apply. See rules. Banking services provided by MVB Bank Inc. Member FDIC. Maximum balance and transfer limits apply.
Never know how.
Some things just go better together. Like a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for $26.48. It's like bacon and eggs, hot dogs and mustard, or Joni and Chachi. Ask your dad about it. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for $26.48. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Never know how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 6/30/21.
Do you know the latest numbers with HIV? 1.2 million Americans are living with it. 1 in 8 people in Michigan living with HIV are unaware of their status.
But do you also know HIV is a preventable disease? And you can take steps to change the status. Take this, for example. Early detection, intervention, and treatment can reduce the risk of HIV transmission by 93%.
Or this. Individuals with HIV who are on treatment and have an undetectable viral load can never sexually transmit HIV. Because you equals you. Undetectable equals untransmittable.
Change the numbers. Change your future. Learn more by testing locations
what Jim Harbaugh's response was.
Well, I can tell you this, Bo Schembechler, there was nothing that I saw in the times that when I was a kid here, my dad was on the staff, or when I played here, that he never sat on anything. He never procrastinated on anything. But he took care of it before the sun went down. So that's the Bo Schembechler that I know. There was nothing that ever was swept under the rug or ignored. He addressed everything in a timely fashion. That's the Bo Schembechler that I know.
Now, I kind of thought that was kind of a weak answer considering he wasn't even asked. He was asked about, what to do with the Schembechler stuff. Schembechler, like I said. So that irked a few people. Now, I'm not saying Jim Harbaugh's a liar from what he knows. Maybe he had no idea all that stuff happened. However, he's basically going up against the own report that Michigan Commission, which had, players who played for Bo said they went to him and yada, 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 including John Vaughn. John Vaughn was a running back, Michigan, very good player, played the NFL a little bit. We had a great game against UCLA, I do remember because I was here then. Harbaugh graduated in 86. John Vaughn came in 1988. In a story in the Free Press, John Vaughn was very upset when he heard of Harbaugh's comments. He said, quote, "I thought it was completely heartless. He's not a representative of the players, so why is it that he makes these comments as if he is an authority speaking for all of us because he's one of us? You say you knew Bo one way and we say we knew him another. You have more credibility to that." He also spoke about a lot of Vaughn's teammates and other former football players were outraged at what Harbaugh had to say as far as Schembechler goes. And he says this football alumni, a lot of us are very fractured now. And he also talked about the fact that, I'll never be a speak out defending those who enable and let wrong be wrong. So to have Jim Harbaugh, who's average at best in his career as a Michigan head coach, be an authority of what he's already been, close to 1,000 victims, it is clearly on a lot of minds and a lot of us survivors that you're against us. Now, do you believe, John, that the Michigan football alumni that you are a part of, like there is a significant amount of people who are upset at what Jim Harbaugh said about Bo Schembechler and those, and are there people in the football alumni community who are upset about Bo Schembechler?
I don't think that they're upset about Jim. Jim is just giving his opinion about the Bo that he knew. Just like I talk about the Bo that I knew. And, John Vaughn can talk about the Bo that he knew. And Jim's not saying that he's not crowning himself as the voice of former players. He just said, this is the Bo Schembechler I knew, and gave his opinion. And I think it's a cheap shot to say, to put anything in there about, Jim as a coach. His record has no bearing on this conversation. It's just an opportunity to take a shot at him.
What's he mean by the Bo we knew? That's what stood out to me out of all this.
Yeah.
What I mean, what's that mean? Because that's not saying he's not saying that Bo knew necessarily.
Are you talking about John Vaughn?
John Vaughn, yeah. Like, what's he talking about with the Bo they knew? Because there's not a very big difference in years there between playing time. I mean, Harbaugh was 86 and John Vaughn was 90.
Well, of course, Harbaugh knew him differently because he knew him since he was a kid. I get that. That's a good question.
I would like him to elaborate on that, what he meant by that.
Right. Well, Bo was a hard ass.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's okay.
But there are other things about Bo that other players and alums had a problem with,
Exactly. And what it does, the problem with what Harbaugh said, or what he hasn't said so far, at least to my knowledge, is absolutely show support for his former alumni football players and other athletes and other students that had to suffer through Dr. Anderson. And it leads people to believe that he's basically supporting Bo Schembechler more than victims. That's the appearance. Whether you believe that or not, that's the way it comes out to a lot of people, including myself.
When you're asked something like that, you have an opportunity when you got a mic in front of you to show some sympathy.
Yes.
And
empathy.
And he didn't
right.
do that at all. But I mean, this is just
I'm waiting for
ugly
Michigan.
situation.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Schlissel or somebody to come out and say, all right, we've looked at the report, you've all seen it, we agree with the report, or we don't agree with the report, this is what Michigan. We're going to, I'm sure they're still trying to work out that stuff. Who they're going to pay, how much they're going to pay, what they're going to do with the Schembecker stuff.
That's all coming.
Yes.
And what people need to realize is that they're doing it the lawyered up way.
Yes.
Where it's just not going to happen until it happens the way they want it to from a legal perspective.
Right.
It's not. So all these people that want something and want blood right now, they're doing it that way.
Turn right onto Hill Avenue.
I would imagine something pretty huge is coming.
I don't dispute that at all.
And I think you make a good point. It needs to come from the president of the university.
Yes.
And we've heard him, with whether it's been with Yost, with Ron Weiser, we'll hear it on Bill Schembeckler. It's going to have, these reports have been made. These studies have been done. And the University of Michigan and the Michigan family is just waiting for word from leadership as to what they're going to do and how they're going to respond.
Turn left onto Ring Street. Then the destination is on your
anything else
left.
there? That's the biggest problem going on in Michigan right now is a lack of leadership and even things that have nothing to do with sports. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Coming up after Tony's update, we'll hear from the defending Rocket Mortgage Classic champion
The
and
destination is on your
the
left.
defending United States Open
1826
champion,
48th Street.
Bryson DeChambeau, 97.
Arrived.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit.